with the top 3 consistent performance so far. Well, Verox is coming from England, the Englishman right now on stream for the very first time. Clean rotation is going to come, but it's a little bit of bouncy zone, sky zone right now as he needs to be a little bit cautious. There's some players nearby. Wasn't able to get a pick on the rotations like he would have wanted, but now he's actually going to catch himself in the same box as someone else. That person's not even shooting their gun. Finally, they will. That was a little bit dangerous, a little shaky right there for Verox, but he does pick up the elim, perhaps showing a little bit of that high ping. So all eyes on Arab. If he can pop off in this game, I think he puts himself in a great spot. Thank you to the best host in the game. Hello, Kelly Link in the chat saying for NA West, it was around 320 to 330. We'll see if NA East is a beast and if they can raise that a little bit higher. But look at these shots cross map. My man Arab hits those. He connects for an elim cross map.
Those are the elims you need. Now someone crosses his fire, but it doesn't matter.
Put up or shut up if you're Arab. See what he can do if he can show up in a big way here. Currently trying to make it his late game again. Now, you kind of, honestly, I might call this, you're halfway through the tournament. You got to kind of keep on par. I might call this a must-perform game for Arab. Let's see if he can. And speaking of performing, peekaboo, he's going to get the right-handed one pump to the face. Well done from him as he picks up one elim, and that's another 5 points.
You're not going to see any kind of bad position plays. You're always going to see the right-hand peek from Arab, and you're going to see some really smart, well, that, I kind of cursed him, but that was a misclick right there. But you're always going to see Arab putting himself in a strong position to rack up so many limbs and pick up as much places points. Once we first joined in with Arab, he had 170. Now he's at 200 points.
Oh, no, not looking good. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Looking better.
Oh, no, but the rotations up the mountain are never fun. They're never easy. And he's still somehow alive with 18 HP and an absolute dream. Wants to pop the medi, and he's going to be able to, I think, as it currently stands. Yes, he will. What a clutch elim coming through for Arab, and he's not done yet.
Arab knows exactly what he's doing. He knew exactly how much time he had to pop that heal. He knows this mountain right now. He always says, solve the puzzle of the mountain, and he's solving puzzles with force and lethality. And he takes out that player, that obstacle so easily. And now he's gonna have a moment to breathe as someone is now kind of putting some pressure here, Falloutt. But now Arab is throwing fire with 7 elims, setting with another one, 8 elims in a top 3 situation. This is the big game that Arab needs to solidify an opportunity to get to the semifinals tomorrow.
Someone put him out because this man is on absolute fire and he's not done yet. He's going to pop the big shield and get all of the mats and the resources from here. Currently with a few players, not actually just one player left. It's 1 versus 1 situation. Arab, we said he had to control his own fate, and he did exactly that. In 1 versus 1, he's been connecting, but for nothing but headshots with the pump all game long. Can he get one more?
Oh, no. Oh, no. A little pinball, but he's fine. He's fine. He's coming back in. Oh, with a decent tag right there. I mean, no doubt he would wish. He knows. He kind of made a mistake right there. He knows, but Arab still.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, identical situation from the last game, like you said. And Arab was able to channel the hype of the chat, the predictions of Orca and everyone else in chat making predictions. What do you guys think we're going to get here? I want to hear your thoughts. What's the prediction for this one? What's Vero going to do? Is he going to have the same fate as Arab with the top 2 finish and a few elims, a bit of a pop-off here? Yes, he will. So far, at least, so good. But he needs to be a little bit cautious. It looks like he's getting focused on from above. And in a very, very strong way. Good timing as well. Currently has ultimate high ground. He's going to be content letting everyone kind of fight below him as he's just wanting to rack up this placement, at least a top 2 placement for him. However, only 52 HP total, but obviously 100 shields, 150 total HP. Needs to be a little bit cautious. There you go. That's going to do it. The Siphon gets him to full HP and puts him in an even better spot. Vero looking good.
Some nice connections, and now you're seeing other use of the crash pad to kind of cause chaos down below, to break builds, to shoot people up into the air, and he could capitalize on that. He does have a shockwave if he wants to use it. I expect him to save it just in case he needs to reclaim height. Has the materials to work with to hold on to this height endurance play, but I think he's gonna kind of try to see if this person has any builds as much as possible, and make sure, as you can see, kind of preemptively get himself up a little bit higher. Breaks all the builds here. It's a very interesting play he's going to make. Bang! Oh, no, the guy does have some builds here. That's enough to stop him for a split second. Fallout. 100 tag here, and no! Yeah, and Nick, in the previous 2 DreamHacks, like 2 of them back, he kind of finished his DreamHack on a crazy hot streak. He did advance the semis, but he did win his last 2 games back-to-back, one with 12 elims and the other with 5 elims. So he could definitely pop off. And speaking of players that have been popping off, Coop, who is the Kelly's pick, is now sitting currently on the cusp of 750 with 247 points. So Nick A30 is not behind the DreamHack NA East champion to kind of like slow himself down. So this will be interesting to see what Nick can do in this situation.
Yeah, and what will he do if he gets an elim and has a chance to drop something for maybe some crash pads or something else that's going to help him in box fights? Instead, it looks like he's holding on to the arcane gauntlets. Nick, a little cheeky, see what he can do here with Dr. Doom's superhero powers. But he's going to get one. That's a big pickup for Nick. And he looks like he's going to stick with the arcane gauntlet for now. Yes, he will. Shockwave and Crash picked up, and he's going to use that Shockwave to rotate. Picks up the extra crash pads on the rotation out. Smart. Wishing you the best. Sending you all my energy for you to qual. Meanwhile, our Moon's trying to qual right now. Coming all the way from Europe with the infiltration. Always difficult to do. Currently 0 eliminations as he recognizes, hey, I'm not necessarily going to be able to box fight really well. I'm going to play for a late game. I'm going to play for rotations. I'm going to play for some long range picks, try to steal some picks. Just like that, as it looks like, I think it was Daddy something just got taken out by Moon. Well done.
And that's what you got to rely on, Fallout. You got to rely on these opportunities and positionings to do that. Was able to see that open wall. And the power of the pepper is coming really strong.
That's the only, honestly, that's the only way to describe it. Sussed out indeed. It almost gets the shields off, but it was a little bit of a risky shield. Sometimes, my friends, stop the animation. It's not worth getting the 25 shield to get dropped on like that and lose all your HP. And in this situation, Moon is now scrambling on his back foot. 7 players remaining total in the lobby, though. Moon up to 288 points. If you can make that 289, if you can get an elimination, yes, he does. That's going to be actually 290 now for Moon. So big pick right there is going to get him the loot that he wants. He does have the gold spaz as it currently stands. That's going to allow him to get those one-pump shotguns that we saw players do so incredibly well in NA West to work their way through, like Nate and others. Currently 297 points for Moon. And he's not done yet. He's going to connect for a great shot. 33 all white, so that means he sees red. He is hunting, finally gets shut down in 3rd place.
He got a victory royale already, and we're seeing players get victory royales, just stacking them up. I think that's usually the main difference between the bottom half of the 750 and the top half is like who is getting multiple victory royales with big time eliminations. And I think Bugha right now is just on a whole other level. He has the loadout, he has the mat count, and he has the skill to do this. And I don't think anything's going to slow down Bugha here this morning, especially this nice third-party opportunity, getting nice tags on both, getting himself a 2-piece on low ground.
Oh, yeah. He's going to run right past that mythic. Finds, of course, the floppers up instead. So unlike Nick A30, Peekaboo gets a little headshot as well. And just like that, Bugha now, 3 other players remaining in this lobby, 8 eliminations. Went from 5 to 8. You blinked, you missed it. Goes past the mythic items. And again, I love this season for that perspective. You don't see as many mythics being as much of a factor like Shockwave was, like the glider gun was in our last season. The mythic's not as much of a factor in this one.
No, not at all. Not at all, especially in solos. I mean, who knows? I mean, I know the competitive scene does not want to see anything to do with Iron Man, but what a nice breakdown using the crash pad.
I love that decision.
Using that flopper, he's going to have an opportunity to kind of pop it if he gets in danger, and there he goes. He's going to cause some chaos with the crash, and no doubt there's going to be a very, very, very quick wrap here for Bugha, and there it is, the 220 max.
He, of course, still has the speed boost, edits pretty well, looking good. Over some water now, and obviously dangerous terrain to close things out, and as Oliver's going to post himself up in a box, tries to get an elimination if he can. Not able to do so just yet.
No, it's very, very close. It's very tense situations. Some water to deal with, but some nice beams going down. Desperately needed that. Let's see if he gets a lot of mats for that. Gets a little bit of breathing room, but still with a nice back-to-back elim. Oliver kind of putting down his vice grip right now in this lobby, but still needs some work to do, considering that, again, the elevation will be a factor, and he's gonna have to work his way up. I mean, before you know it, long as he keeps the smart rotations and long as he doesn't get himself in a very sticky third-party situation, he could definitely qualify. I don't know if he's willing to go again in Heat 2, so no doubt Benji's looking for qualification right here, right now, with a nice elim right there in backside.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I would not want to stay up all the way till like 4 or 5 in the morning in EU time with Heat 2. He wants to close this out right now. I think you're spot on. Current threshold is 322 points. Benji Fishy well above that with 357 after picking up some elims. I think he's in a good spot. I think Benji, if you stand with Benji, guess what? You stand well, because I think he's going to be in a good position to qualify here. Benji looking strong.
There's something about this Crash Dummy outfit that I have been very enjoying. There's just something about it. And, you know, kind of takes me back to the 90s.
You like the 90s vibes coming from the Crash Dummy, huh?
Yeah, the Duracell commercials, old school, man.
Yeah, that's a good call out, man. Listen, most people in the chat probably have no idea what we're talking about.
No idea.
Because me and you are boomers and y'all are a bunch of zoomers out there. But you know what? I know what you're talking about, Sancho, and that's what matters. And now we just jinx Benji into death because, Duracell batteries, well, guess what? They die.
I just realized that this could potentially change very drastically. We do still have lobbies going on, chat. The lobbies don't close until the very last minute of the top of the hour there, so this might be changing. But for right now, first place is going to go to Illest with 571 points.